Welcome to the Anger Management Podcast after what feels like about 30,000 years.
Where the fuck have we been, Andy?
It feels like the dinosaurs were still knocking around last time we did a podcast. We had Stegosaurus on as the last guest.
I know about to say, and he's fucked off, so God knows what's
He
going
don't
on.
want me on anymore.
No, he's had enough. So
Liam, how are you, me old
I'm
tater?
not bad, mate, thank you. How is yourself?
I'm all right, mate. I haven't seen you for a while. I mean, I'm definitely in a better place than I was last podcast. I think I'd almost had a mental breakdown an hour before we'd done the podcast.
That was an emotional one, that one.
It was an emotional one. So, we're back. We're back in the zone. This is actually Season 2, Episode 8, the finale of Season 2. Now, those of you who are watching on YouTube have probably already noticed we don't have a guest.
No. No one wants us anymore.
Basically, we're taking this is the boring bit of the podcast. We're taking a bit of a new approach. It's becoming very, very difficult to rely on people at the moment. People have things come up and stuff they've got to do, and families and all the rest of it, which we totally understand. And we've actually tried to record this podcast 7 times now. 7 times.
It's ridiculous.
And something has happened every single... To be fair, one of them was mine. My little boy hurt his finger and I had to take him to hospital, but I couldn't do much about that. So we'll say 6 times.
Okay.
6 times in the last 4 weeks we've been completely let down at the last minute.
Ridiculous.
And it's drove us absolutely insane. So we've sat down here at Anger Management Towers and had a bit of...
Towers now, is it?
We've
gone up.
Yeah, we've gone up in the world, mate. Yeah. Like the Queen, I'm going to have 2 birthdays next.
And a jubilee.
Actually, I don't want any, but I'll have half a birthday from now at 41. I'm fine with that. So we've had a little bit of a discussion, and what we've decided to do is approach the podcast a little bit more like we used to approach our radio show. That we used to present on a local radio station, where it was just me and Liam,
pretty much
ripping on each other, really.
With a few sports stories thrown in from time to time.
Yeah, a little bit of news, a little bit of sport, and we also I used to guest on your show.
Yes.
With you on a Wednesday, didn't I?
That's
right. Which was pretty cool. So we've kind of gone back to a little bit more simplicity. We are still going to have guests on from time to time. We're probably going to have regular guests, I think. Some of the guests we've had on before will be coming back. Luke Gordon. We're going to have Luke on next season, definitely. Probably get Matt back on and a couple of different people here and there. But I think probably 75% of podcasts are now just going to be us pair of bastards.
you know and love.
So if you tune in for the guest and you don't really like us, probably unsubscribe.
Yeah, probably.
Fuck us off.
This isn't the place for you if you've come this far.
Exactly.
But then again, if you've been listening from the very first episode over a year ago, thank you very much.
No, it's more than that.
April last year. And we're in August.
Yeah. It's been a good while.
It's mad.
I'm just glad we're still alive, mate.
I know. We've got through COVID. Me having piles.
Are they gone now?
They've gone, mate. I'm all right, thanks.
I thought you were walking a bit easier.
Cheers. I'm not walking like John Wayne anymore. But you surviving hospital, which I know you had a bad time with that.
I had about 5 trips to hospital, where half my body stopped working.
I mean, you're still on death's door, but still.
I mean, the thing I'm struggling with now is my back. I did have surgery last month, which has helped a little bit. But unfortunately, thanks to our amazing NHS that everybody loves so much, I should have had the second procedure, so the other half of my back done 2 weeks later. I haven't even had a letter.
Oh, right, okay.
Nothing. My GP said I'd probably be waiting 5 years again. I'm like, well, what was the fucking point then?
Fuck Andy Stevenson.
So now the bit I've done is wearing off, so I'm struggling with my back again. On the plus side, my kidney hasn't packed in for a few months, and neither has my bowel.
No.
So I'm
fingers crossed.
I'm heading in the right fucking direction.
We're still here at least. Thank God for that.
But yeah, it's been a lot better summer than it was winter for me, Liam. Winter was shit.
Yeah,
I don't really know how else to put it. It's been good. I've started a new band.
Nice.
I don't know if I've mentioned this to you, but my band, Round the Circles, that I've been part of for 15 years. I say part of, founding member of.
Just to get that in there.
Yeah, with songwriter, producer, engineer, guitarist, vocalist, basically.
There's nothing you haven't done.
But we've parted ways to an extent. 3 of us have started a new band, and the new band is called Full Ball.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
And you guys can't see who are watching on YouTube at the moment, but Liam can see on the wall right in front of him.
Yes.
Great big whiteboard. And those are the songs I've written in the last 2 months.
God. So just to get a quick summary, there's 7, 4, 21, 28 plus 23. My maths is fantastic. 48.
There's a lot of songs, mate.
51 songs
There's
on
a
that
lot of
wall.
songs there.
I mean, that could be wrong.
There's some choice
still.
names. Dead Horse, I think, is a good name.
Yeah, On the Brink.
Hit the Sack. Fire-breathing dragon that I wrote about my old primary school dinner lady, Mrs. Salt. She's long gone now. I mean, she was she was 112 when I was in year 3 at school.
Fucking
But
hell.
she was one of them. She was a proper old goat.
How do you pronounce the 13? Is it Dad or D-A-D?
Dad.
Oh, okay.
So it's a song. My dad's great. This isn't a song about my dad. It's a fictional song about it. I can't remember why I wrote it, but I think I've been reading stories about kids from shit families and absent fathers and all the rest of it. I'd been reading a few articles. I've got a couple of friends who are social workers and things like that, and they'd been telling me a couple of stories. And as you know, I'm very close with my children. My children live here with me, even though I've been a single dad for a long time. Not now, I'm married.
Oh, no,
as
of
you
course
know,
not.
but,
No.
And I wrote the song from the point of view of a kid who'd grown into an adult, but with an abusive father, like a shit father.
All right, okay.
So it's called DAD, Dad, but it stands for Dick All Day.
Okay.
Okay.
A good twist on it. So you lured me in then. I was thinking, it's a sentimental song.
No.
I know it's about being a dick all day.
Dick all day. Yeah. So not about my dad's great, but a lot of people don't have good fathers.
And
you know,
a regular listener to this podcast, as is my dad as well, by the way.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Shout out dads.
Yeah,
we're going to get them on for a
dads.
special one day.
Yeah,
We'll have a dad special.
Father's Day special.
Yeah, next year we'll have a bit of Father's Day. So yeah, I've started a new band. We're in the process of recording our first EP at the moment. So the band's called Full Ball. Which is a bastardization of the term full bore, which is an American phrase. But where I grew up in Cheadle in Stoke-on-Trent, we used to bastardize that into full ball, and we used it for everything. So full ball can be positive, negative.
Is this another tuppage song?
Yeah, it's very much like
sorry.
Very much like that.
Tuppage.
So it can be used in any situation. It's such a great phrase. So you could have, your teacher gives you 8 sets of homework, and you could go, it's full ball, that is. Right?
Full ball.
But you could also score the winner in the last minute. Oh, that's full ball, that is you.
Multiple meanings.
Yes. So the EP is going to be called It's Full Ball Youth. That's the EP name.
Okay.
So it's coming out in December. So stay tuned, guys. We'll do a premiere on the Anger Management podcast when it comes out. So
world exclusive.
I'm sure everybody's looking forward to
that.
that.
Yes, of course.
So yeah, it's been good, mate. I've been working on building Joey's model farm.
Oh, tell us more about this.
Well,
like Lego or
no. It's a 132 scale farm. I used to love. I spend a lot of time on my friend's farm.
Of course.
Excuse me. And I had loads of model tractors and everything when I was a kid. So I've got a big lean-to shed on the side of the house. So I've turned it in, over the last few years, I've turned it into a great big farm diorama. I know it sounds dead sad, but I love it.
Does a little bit.
It sounds proper sad, but I love it because it's proper peaceful.
Yeah.
It's like, because I built it all from scratch. I make everything myself.
But it's something that you enjoy, though, so...
Exactly, and it brings me peace. It's very, very chill. It's one of the things I did want to speak about later in the podcast was what brings us peace. It's something we have touched on before, but so I've been doing a bit of that. I've been trying to get about a little bit better with my health issues, which I've done. When the weather warms up, I can get around a little bit easier.
Well.
I've done a big presentation with my GP, Dr. Rob Powell. Shout out Rob if you're listening. Rob hopefully is coming on to the podcast to do a medical special with us.
That will be an interesting one.
So that was quite an adventure doing that big presentation here at the studio. So it's been fun. It's been a fun summer so far, mate.
Been a hectic one, like I say. You've been about as well.
What about yourself? Are you still in the same job as the first question?
No, so obviously, I don't know what job I was in the last time we were in here, but obviously, I'm back. I'm now with Omni Heat and Power, which is like renewable water and gas and heat pumps and all that sort of thing. And Andy.
Yes, mate. Sorry.
Well, right, okay. Anyway, as I was saying,
I think you're in the same job.
Yeah, I think so.
Is this the one that you think's all right?
Yeah. Compared to the shit shows that we've had before, and that we've
Basically every other job you've had.
yeah, and that we've slandered in the numbers on this podcast. And like I did a little post the other week, sorry, and I don't know if you saw it as well, Andy, but like obviously, like if you're a regular listener to this podcast, you know that we have a laugh and we have banter and all that sort of thing, but we like to have serious moments. And my serious moment was about how it made me feel, those jobs, and it drove me to suicide, and I was depressed, and I was snapping at my
You
girlfriend.
didn't do a very good job of that suicide.
No.
I
I got to M1 and I got scared,
Yeah,
so I
that's
thought, no,
it.
fuck this, I'll go and play FIFA.
I'm cold. I'm going home.
No, so, but no, and I thought, no, fuck all this, like, so, and I just wanted to share my story effectively, and just say that like there is more to it, and there are times where you're gonna feel like shit, which is, you know, and obviously the time that we've all had with COVID and isolation and all that sort of thing, and it didn't help working through that, where I couldn't see anyone, and even the streets were deserted, and it was like a ghost town. But now to be in a job where I've got more responsibility, I can have a laugh and feel valued, and I think that's the bottom line. That's all I really want, is just to feel valued and appreciated, and that's about it, really. But apart from that, yeah, just the same job, same things going on in life.
You still on the radio?
I am still on the radio, yes, every Wednesday between 7 and 9. And Saturday morning, 10 or 12.
Simcox, take some cocks. I mean, on the rocks.
On the rocks.
There it is.
Cocks on the rocks.
Cocks on the rocks.
There you go. Whatever.
It is actually a really good show. I implore everybody to tune in.
Thank you, Andy.
It's quality,
Appreciate
mate. It's
that.
quality. Anyway, we've got some topics, as
Yes,
always, that
of
we
course.
wanted to discuss. Again, we've got no guest today, so me and Liam have basically come up with this shit ourselves.
Yeah.
The first one is one of yours, something you messaged me a couple of weeks ago, and it was folk who make a mountain out of a molehill. This must be something to do with work, surely.
So it's just like, an example, right? So Wednesday night, I went to do my radio show, and it says like you can have stuff out the fridge, like biscuits, chocolate, sweets, drinks, whatever, you name it. 50p. So obviously,
If Matt's listening, that's 50p. If you know, you know.
there we go. And but I had 2 Snickers, so therefore it would charge me £1. I didn't take my wallet Wednesday. Thanks, cheers. I didn't take my wallet Wednesday, so therefore couldn't pay. I woke up.
So you'd stolen them, though.
I
for all
know,
intents and
shocking.
purposes.
Dun dun dun. Stop the
Were
world.
you the only person in there as well?
Oh God, yes.
At the same time that you're in there every week?
Yes.
Right, okay.
I've been there for 2 years now, so yeah, you know, check the schedule. Don't be a dipshit. Anyway, woke up this morning. I've noticed that to a snidey message on Facebook, I've noticed that 2 Snicker bars are missing. That's £1 euro the tin. These aren't free. Big capitals.
As if you didn't have the intention of of putting that pound in.
Bearing in mind, Andy, that I'm back in the studio on Saturday.
Yeah.
So what's to stop me just going in, putting £1 in? Not a problem. But it felt like it was a massive thing. This is
basically like you should be put on death row.
Yeah, for £1.
You
For £1.
twat.
I know what a dick I am, to be honest, but like £1. And I'm thinking, like, guys, what the fuck? Come on. But there are people out there that are like that just like to blow everything out of
proportion. The world's
proportion.
full of people like that, Liam. I find them in the workplace more than anything else. Not so much now. I've been self-employed for a long time. But when I was an employed person, I found it goes hand in hand with people who take the jobs too seriously.
Yeah.
And the amount of times you sit there and go and think, nobody cares. Nobody cares, mate, right?
Yeah.
And someone will be like, I don't know, you've put the wrong thing on that shelf. Excuse me. You put the wrong thing on that shelf. You work in a shop or something. And you go, yeah, sorry, you know, I'll put the other thing on the shelf then. And the person gets really fucked off about it. Like, really, really worked up. And they're like, that could have cost us money. It could have cost us this, cost us...
The stock, think of the stock.
It's like, mate, honestly, don't worry about it. It's not really, really not
but
big deal.
Andy, you shouldn't be putting the pilau rice next to the Mexican rice.
That's it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? What are you doing to this company? And it's like, oh, come on, mate. Nobody fucking
Then it's
cares.
that Tannoy. Andy's bankrupting us.
People
Fuck
that take
off.
the job so seriously is one that really gets on my fucking nerves, mate. It does. I can't stand it. Because I look at it like this. Unless you're a heart surgeon,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Something where you've got to take your fucking job seriously, because if you don't, folk will die,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
99% of us, if you died today and couldn't do your job
Yeah.
tonight, no one would give a fuck by tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the truth,
Yeah.
right? And you have to understand that if you or I died
Yeah, yeah.
tonight, right, there's only probably 10 people in the world that would care at all,
Pretty
right?
much.
And in fucking a year, nobody would care at
No.
all. No one would give a fuck. And especially your boss would only fucking care for as long as it took to replace
Correct.
you, right? That's how much that their care would register on the scale. So we all need to understand that we don't need to get worked up by stuff.
Yeah, do a fuck. And it's like...
Especially work-related stuff.
No. It's
Fuck
like,
it.
oh, can you remember Andy Stevenson? Oh, ain't he that twat who did Anger Man's podcast or something like that with that knobhead?
That's how well I'm known.
You know, that's it. That's
That twat.
That twat. World famous, that twat as well. But yeah, I completely agree. And it's just, I don't see the point in, as you probably know, and you're a regular listener and watcher and all this. So first of all, thank you very much. But secondly, you'll know I'm not too serious. I don't take myself too seriously. I like to have a laugh. I'm serious when I need to be, but I'm sure that goes with everyone. Everyone's serious when they need to be.
You've got to. I hate seriousness.
Yeah,
I have
of
to be
course.
honest. That's why all the songs that I write, all my lyrics, even if they're serious underneath,
Yeah.
I write them in a way that seems humorous on the surface, because I truly believe that life's tough enough. For the working class,
Yeah, of course.
life's fucking hard for us. It is. And you have to try so hard to keep a bit of positivity in your life and keep things fun and keep life worth living, basically.
Yeah, pretty
and
much.
that's how it is. And work and jobs, at the end of the day, it's not worth fucking killing yourself over
is
at
it,
all.
folk? No, of course it's not.
It's
Like
not.
you say, as long as...
I love what I do for a
Yeah,
living,
yeah, of
Liam, but I
course.
don't fucking... I don't mind myself about it.
No.
Sometimes I get pissed off. Someone cancels a gig
Yeah, I
at the
was
last
about
minute
to
or
say.
what it might be. And then, but an hour later, I'm like, well, fuck it.
Yeah, but you
Fuck
don't lay
it.
in bed at night staring at the ceiling thinking, what the fuck am I going to do? How come I couldn't get that gig tonight?
Exactly.
You're not
exactly.
here. It's just like you say, sometimes it's one of them things happen, I get it, but you know what I mean? If it were all the time, then you start to think, well, am I doing something wrong with my music or anything like that? But if it's from time to time, it's just one of them things.
Absolutely. I wanted to move on to a bit of happy news from this last week.
Oh, okay.
And it's the England ladies.
Yes.
The England ladies
Get
winning
it.
the European Championship. Or as I insist on calling it, the Women's European Championship.
Yes.
Now, I'm probably going to cause a little bit of outrage.
Oh,
Although,
God.
to be fair, if you're still a listener to the Anger
You know
Management
by
podcast,
now, surely.
you know what it is, right? So I can't imagine you will get offended by this, right?
No.
Liam, you and I have been big advocates of women's sport, women's football in particular, because we're football fans. All the way through our time on the radio, presenting a sports show, we're big on women's sport.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important to get young girls into sport. And it's fantastic to see the women's game getting better at the end of the day.
And the recognition it deserves as well.
And but you say that, and this is where I have the problem.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So the recognition it deserves.
Can of worms open.
Okay. So I'm going to start by saying,
Go on.
Fantastic to the ladies.
Yeah.
Right. Brilliant. They were great.
Yeah, they were.
I'm going to address the positives first.
Okay.
Okay. They were the best team in the tournament.
Massively.
By far, I thought.
Yeah.
Deserved to win it thoroughly. The second positive is what a great bunch of role models.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely mint. Make the blokes look like a bunch of dicks.
Yeah.
Right? They really do. A bunch of semi-literate fucking knobs, a lot of them, right? But the women were great.
Yeah.
A lot of time for them. But now I'm going to address the negatives.
Okay.
Okay? We can go on and on and on about it as much as we want. It's not the same sport.
It's not the same sport. Completely agree.
It's not the same sport as men's football or football.
I completely agree.
It's just not. Okay? The rules are the same.
Yep.
As we know. The intricacies are the same. Right?
Yep.
Everything about the game is the same. but it's not the same game. And it's very difficult to quantify that and explain that to somebody who isn't a football supporter, a proper football supporter. And the problem you've got is, while yes, it's getting better,
It is
and
getting
I hope
better,
it does
yeah.
continue to get better.
Yeah.
It's a million times better than it was 10 years ago. Let's be honest.
Massively.
But Liam, it's still shit.
Yeah, it is. The
And
quality
I don't
is
know
still...
how else to say that without sounding like I'm being a twat.
No. I
But
completely agree.
it's dreadful to watch, Liam.
But, like, it's-
dreadful.
That some of the... Don't get me wrong, there's been some good passages of play and like all that sort of thing, but I watch it and I think, I could have saved that. Or I could have scored that.
Yeah.
You know? And my legs are fucked. Like,
I try and watch it, and I usually get 10 minutes into a game, and I can't. It's simple things, Liam, like the speed of the game.
It's
The
too
speed
slow.
of the game is like watching an under 12s match.
Yeah.
Right. And then things like close control. Right. And don't get me wrong, again, it's miles better than it was a few years ago because they're getting better coaching, absolutely, and things are getting better. But things like close control, I really struggle to watch it bouncing off knees and being miscontrolled. I struggle massively with the goalkeeping in women's football. Again, it's getting better.
Yeah.
Much better than it was even just a few short years ago. But it's fucking awful. It's almost a case of let's swing it under the crossbar and let the goalkeeper flap around.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's just shoot from 40 yards that you used to do when you were like 14, 15.
Exactly. And this brings me on to the whole... You listen to the BBC or you watch the BBC, and the BBC are hammering this home to us, hammering us with it all, that it should all be equal. It's all the same as the men's football. Everything's... No, it's not, BBC.
No, it's not.
It doesn't matter how woke you want to be.
No, it's not.
What you're trying to peddle is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. What you should be doing is trying to grow the women's game as its own game,
Correct.
as its own sport,
Yeah.
right? Instead of comparing it to the men's game, right? This whole such and such a caps for England, such and such a goals for England. No. That's not right.
Yeah.
You've got such and such a goals for England ladies,
Yeah.
right? Not for England.
No,
They're
completely
two
agree.
different things, two different games. It shouldn't be spoken in the same breath.
But if you try going to someone who's another football fan and you try basically compared Chelsea to Chesterfield, what's the only
well, you
thing...
wouldn't, because you'd be laughed out of the room.
Exactly. The only thing they have in common is that they wear blue. That's it. One's in the Premier League, one's in the National League. But they're not the same. It's like you've said before, and I think it's a good term to use is like having two cars. One's a Ferrari and one's a Mini Cooper, but I want the same for the Mini Cooper that I want for the Ferrari.
It's crackers.
But, well, it's you'd be laughed at. But it's the same product. Well, no, it's not the same product.
It's not the same. It's like Coca-Cola and Roller fucking Cola.
Yeah.
The two are completely different. And again, I have to keep reiterating this because I get a load of abuse about this view on social media. But I stick to it. And I hope, and I've been a champion of, growing the women's game.
Yeah.
And I hope the women's game goes from strength to strength.
Yeah, I do.
It won't, because what will happen is the few extra people that will go and watch the Women's Super League this year will very quickly realise that what they loved about the European Championship was it being the European Championship, right? And when they go and watch an absolute turd shit fest of a standard of football, they won't go anymore, right? And the gates will be back to where they were in 12 months' time. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, completely.
Sincerely hope I'm wrong. I don't think I will be.
But do you think, like, people will go and watch, like, there's been record viewing and attendance and all this for obviously the European Championship, but do you think those fans are going to watch Lincoln City Women's or Arsenal Women's or anything like that? And it's going to sell out stadiums? No, it's not.
Of course they won't. It's an absolute fantasy.
Don't get me wrong. I think, and like you've just touched on, I think it's fantastic for inspiring a generation and getting girls into playing football. And I think schools should do more to let them do what they want to do. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. But like, this is a conversation I had with my co-host on the sports show was it's not the same game. And what gets me is the men's football game has been around since the 1800s, probably even further back than that. The women's game's been around for 20 years, probably just a bit more. And it can't... All those years of men's football have led to this moment where we are now. but that can't be achieved in 20 years for the women's
Well,
game.
well, it shouldn't just be given instant
No,
success.
of course not.
It should be made to work for it, like the men's games
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
for 100 plus years, right? And this brings me on to the whole equal pay bullshit. I've got to say, it's equal pay bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Now, I look at it like this, right? So, I don't know, was it Holland, the latest team, where the women are now being paid the same as the
Yes.
men, or whatever it is, right? Whatever country was it, it's irrelevant, really. But I look at it like this as a musician. So, I go out to play a gig in front of 300 people in a club, right? And then I say to the club owner, yeah, okay, mate, that'll be £1.5 million, please.
Yeah.
And he says, what? And I go, well, that's what Beyonce got paid last night
for the same time.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
She did a set the same amount of time as me.
Yeah.
She got £1.5 million. So that's what I want.
It's the same thing.
And the club owner would laugh and probably ring for an ambulance, wouldn't he? Take this fucking
and
joker
then they come out
away.
with white jacket.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right?
Mr. Stevenson, put this on.
So why are we peddling this complete insanity that the women's sport should be paid the same as men's sport? If the product was as good, I'd be totally behind it. Totally behind it. If women's cricket was as good, right? If women's rugby was as good, whatever it is, right? If it was as good, if the product is as good, and therefore draws in the fans, and therefore draws in the sponsors, absolutely pay them the same as men.
Yeah.
When the product is inferior,
Correct.
it's insanity to be asking for the same amount of money.
It's like say
it's not rocket science.
No. But I completely agree with you, Andy. And like say, as a musician as well, if you've been doing this for 30 plus years, and you know, if you do a gig and you command, I don't know numbers. This is purely hypothetical. And if you command £500 per set, right? I don't know. I'm not getting to it. But then you've got a new musician who's only been doing it 3 months, and he asks for £500.
Well, it wouldn't happen.
Exactly.
It wouldn't happen.
But like you've tried and tested, is what I'm saying. You know, rather than a young lad or woman or whoever it may be, and they've only been doing it for a couple of months, they can't demand or command even the same wage as what you're getting after you've applied your trade for 30 plus years.
Exactly. And we'll just use a very, very simple example. So, I don't know, Port Vale players don't get paid the same as Real Madrid players.
Well, it's the same
why,
thing,
Liam?
Andy.
Why?
It's the same thing.
There you go. It's the same sport, isn't it?
Yeah. And like I say, just coming back to the women's game as well, like, do you think they would, obviously they want equal pay and all that, but that's a discussion for another time, but like they want equal pay, but would they sell out stadiums? If Arsenal women, do you think Arsenal women, would sell out?
They wouldn't sell out my backyard.
The stadium as Arsenal men?
No.
But there you go.
No. And that's the point, isn't it?
And Arsenal men has, like, say, sponsors, season tickets, shirt sales,
and it's only one
players.
thing, Liam. It's only one thing. It's the standard.
Yeah.
Arsenal men wouldn't have a full stadium
No.
if they were terrible and fucking playing against quick save Rangers.
Yeah.
Right? They wouldn't sell out the stadium. It's the standard of football. It's people go where they can watch the best thing. That's what most sports supporters do. They're not all like me who follow a fucking terrible team. Although we haven't had a podcast since one of the greatest days of my life.
How is this
6
not a
weeks
topic,
ago.
Andy?
Oh dear.
Get into it. Go on.
Well,
pour it out.
regular listeners will know that I am a supporter of my beloved Port Vale Football Club.
And a lot of our TikTok followers know that you are also a fan of your beloved Port Vale.
Absolutely. I went to the League Two playoff final against Mansfield Town at Wembley, and the first time I've been to the new Wembley. And the last time I went was in 1993. To watch Vale in the playoff final, where we got absolutely dicked by West Brom 3-0. And Peter Swan, our centre-back, got sent off after about 5 minutes. And we were fucking shit, right?
Yeah.
And I remember crying all the way home on the bus with my dad. I was gutted. All the Baggies fans going past on the bus. Boing, boing, Baggies banging on the windows. Fucking twats.
Fuck off.
Anyway, so I've waited however many years, 27 years or whatever it is. We go back down, and the crazy thing is I went on BBC Radio Stoke just before.
Oh, wow, okay.
I did an interview with Matt and Sandoz or whatever his
Yeah,
name
yeah,
is,
yeah.
the sports guy in there, dead nice guy, and did an interview with him, and I predicted 3-0 with them having a man sent off for the first half.
And what happened?
And guess what happened? 3. Honestly, it was like a mirror from 1993. Exactly the same. Everything was the same, but the other way around. Oh, I was so happy, Liam.
Steve
I was so
Adamus
happy.
strikes again.
Steve Adamus, honestly, predicted everything from COVID to Vale.
I know.
So
And still
good.
going. And still going as
Still
well.
going. So yeah, but yeah, going back to the TikTok thing. So me and my friend Andy Tarzell, shout out Andy if you're listening.
Shout out, Andy.
We were just about to set off, and we were standing in my driveway. We were about to get in the car, and I did a quick TikTok video about
Like 10, 15 seconds?
Yeah, no, it was probably about 30 seconds. It was just me and Andy talking about the story I've just told you guys then. And bugger me, I look at my phone the next day. It's got 130,000 fucking views of Andy laughing at me saying I cried on the way home. What a madness, absolute madness. But yeah, we'll get on to that. TikTok. So we've got almost 25,000 followers on
Mad.
TikTok in the last 5
Mad.
months or whatever it is.
Yeah, not even that, I don't think.
It's gone from strength to strength. Crazy. From something I knew nothing about 6-7 months ago, and you mentioned it to me, and it's taken off. And so thank you to all you people who comment and like the videos and engage with us on TikTok. We've been doing most of our stuff on that platform now. Facebook, I think, is dying on its fucking arse at the
Facebook's
moment.
wank now,
I haven't even got it on my phone or anything anymore.
No,
I don't
don't
really
blame
use
you.
it. But yeah, so if you want to follow us, Liam will tell you where you can submit your songs and get in touch.
It's been that long, I nearly forgot, to be honest. You can find us on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram, Anger Management Studios, or you can send us a message on our Twitter page at Anger Management Pod. Like you say, we're requesting all unsigned artists, get in touch just with your music, put yourselves out there to a wider audience. Like I say, if you want to be heard by 25,000 plus followers on TikTok, get in touch. Just make sure, what do they have to do, Andy?
Please just make sure you own the rights to your songs.
Simple.
And I'm not going to get CD Baby thrusting a cricket stump up my arse for using your songs. Really, it drives me. I've got to the point now where I just cut you out. Okay, you just get cut out.
It's as fair as that.
Okay, so I can't be more simpler than that. Simpler. Can't be more simpler than that. Anyway, with this new format, we're going to carry on for a little bit longer. We're only going to have one song today. We're going to have a good lengthy chat. We're going to have a quick break in a song, and then we're going to have another segment. We're going to try it this way. I have a topic.
Okay,
Liam.
go on.
Right, this is one for me. Okay,
Hit me with it.
What are the qualities a man needs to punch above his weight? Now, for listeners who don't know what we mean by that,
have you
Liam,
been living under a rock?
Explain what we mean by punching above one's weight.
So, obviously, if I went into a boxing match and I wanted to fight a heavyweight boxer, I'm punching above my weight. That's right, isn't it, Andy?
That's the technical definition. Absolutely.
Oh, you want our definition?
I want the Viz definition.
Oh, the visual definition.
No, the Viz magazine
Oh,
definition.
sorry. Okay. So this is basically, if you're a 3 and you pull a 10, you're punching above your weight.
You're punching above your weight.
Pretty much. That's what it is.
And I've never really been able to nail it down of why. I know a few lads. I've probably got 2 friends. One, I'm not going to mention names. One in particular. You're not a really close friend, but I know him quite well. And he's dead nice guy. But he looks a little bit like a Jarvis Cockery kind of. Like
Nice.
he's not an attractive man, you know what I mean? His missus, oh Christ, honestly. His missus is absolute essence, mate.
Oh, okay.
Proper essence.
Like God Among Us.
And I can't for the life of me, like he's not like rich or anything like that.
It always comes down to the 2 sayings, doesn't it? You either got a big dick or you've got a fat wallet.
I mean, I can't imagine.
I have neither.
He's only a little youth, you know what I mean? I can't imagine he's got a big fucking schlongel. Yeah. But I don't understand it. And he's a nice guy, but I wouldn't say he's like super nice. Like he's that nice that a bird would be like, yeah, he looks like fucking like an hippocrocker pig, but he's dead nice. So I'll go out with him for the next 10 years.
It looks like one of the common people.
I think, because I'm not a particularly handsome boy. I'm
You're all
average,
right,
I
Andy.
suppose.
Don't put yourself down like that,
I'd
mate.
say I'm above 5. I'm definitely above minging, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Right? I'll give myself that, right? And I've always punched above my weight
Yeah.
because I'm the singer in a band, right? Always. So my little girl's mum, beautiful. Little boy's mum, beautiful. My wife, extra beautiful. Just putting that just in case. But she is, right? And I've always had nice looking girlfriends and that, right?
Of course.
And I'm convinced it's because I'm a singer in a band. My wife says it's because of the gift of the gab. Now, you've got that, Liam,
Yeah.
which might explain why you've got a nice missus as well.
Thank you. I know. I'm punching. I know full well that I'm punching. And it used to tickle me when I first met my girlfriend, Kerry. So shout out, Kerry, if you are listening. And I was showing people like what she looked like.
And folk just weren't having it.
No. They were like,
you just
fuck
screenshotted
off.
that off Tinder.
Yeah, fuck off. You've never pulled her. And I'm just like, no, that's my girlfriend. No, it's not. Fuck off. Like, you know. And like, and I'm saying like, I could talk a glass eye to sleep, and like we've just both said like we don't take ourselves too seriously, and I like to have a laugh, and I just and that's how I really met my girlfriend, like trying to like not laugh her into bed, but like show her that I've got a personality rather than
Laughed at you so much she fell into bed.
yeah, literally. Then I jumped in after. Anyway, moving back on, sorry. But it's, I like to say, there's girls out there now that are 10s and then they end up dating coat hanger shoulders.
But I've got a subtopic.
Oh,
This brings me on to
okay.
my subtopic. Do ladies really want those kind of fake tan coat hanger
Love Island
shaped
twats.
I call them coat hangers. There's
Yeah, they are.
For people who are listening and can't see me and Liam making weird shapes with our bodies, what we mean is those blokes who, when you see them walk down the street, they look like they've got changed in the morning but forgot to take the coat hanger out of the shirt.
Yeah.
So it's still like in like that. And
they've only got a size small available.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, and they have them V-neck like women's
vest
things
it.
on. Oh, fucking so weird that is. Why? Why do women like that kind of stuff?
But like women don't. I don't know. Please, if there are women listening to this and have the answer, please do get in touch.
Let us know.
If
you're a woman and you've got a coat hanger as a bloke,
you might be listening to this.
What do you see in him? Seriously?
Yeah, you might be listening to this, looking at your husband partner and thinking, "Oh fucking hell, he's got coat hanger shoulders."
Yeah, that's
Shit.
it. Coat hanger. He's got his coat hanger in his dressing gown. I've got my slippers on, actually.
It's
See me Yoda slippers. Oh, look at them.
Mint them, to be fair. I like them.
Summertime, mate, never take my slippers off.
I know.
Unless
You're
I'm at the farm.
colour-coordinated.
Because if you get cow shit on it, it's a bit ringing. So.
You've got green slippers and green on your hat
There
as
we
well.
go.
So
There we go. Colour-coordinated.
Came prepared, of course.
But yeah, I don't get it. But we can flip that a little bit, can't we, into the why do men find that fake tan weird?
Yeah, plastic surgery.
Well, plastic surgery is another topic that I'd got for today.
We'll get to that further on.
It's weird. It's weird.
Like duck lips, big tits, skinny waist, fat arse. It's like, but why would you do that to yourself?
Oh, well, it's minging. Why would people have plastic surgery who have nothing wrong with them?
Yeah,
I don't understand. I don't get it at all.
Like my girlfriend says to me she'd have Botox, and I'm like, no, just no.
My wife wouldn't. She would never go near any of that
Fuck
stuff.
that,
But I
man.
do know people who are like and who have stuff like that done, and I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? It's for
No,
it looks
fuck
weird.
that.
Have you ever seen anybody that's had any kind of plastic surgery that looks better?
No.
They all look worse.
At all.
Varying degrees of worse, right?
Yeah.
And this was something I was thinking we could perhaps put to our listeners
Okay.
this
Yeah.
week. Worst fucking plastic surgery jobs. Now, I know we've got the obvious ones. Michael Jackson looks like he's fucking
Mickey Rourke.
like a candle in a fucking
Yeah,
furnace,
yeah.
doesn't he? The worst one I've seen,
Dennis
Liam,
Dixon. Yeah.
it's Courtney Cox, mate. Monica from
Oh
Friends.
shit!
Oh,
Yeah.
what a beautiful lady.
But didn't
Beautiful.
Jennifer Aniston have plastic surgery?
Yeah,
as well?
she looks
Oh, it's
horrific
just-
as well, but not as bad as Courtney Cox, mate.
No.
Courtney Cox looks like someone shoved a bike pump up a neck and inflated a face. It makes me cringe when I see it, mate. Now, what's wrong with growing old gracefully?
Completely
I'm
agree.
41 now, mate. I got plenty of wrinkles. I got a bit of a belly, and I just think, but I'm 41.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah, yeah.
21, right?
Yeah.
I've got no hair, and I just think, just grow old gracefully. No one's going to judge you
No,
for
no, they're
being old.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, and like one for me. Well, I've got two to be honest, but one for me was I had a bit of crush on when I was younger. Was Sarah Chalk Elliott from Scrubs? I don't know if you ever watched
Sarah
Scrubs.
Chalk, she's young. Yeah,
Oh,
she's Morty's mum as well in Rick and Morty.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then she had cheeks and lips filler, and it looked
Oh, did she?
ridiculous.
Oh no.
Oh, in the later series, but
Oh no.
the main
Never
one for
seen any
me
of
that I see now, and she's just released a new film, and she looks diabolical. Renee Zellweger, Bridget Jones.
Oh God, I never thought she was nice.
But
anyway.
like I thought, like in Bridget Jones, she was like she didn't try to be anything she wasn't. She was like a bit of a plain Jane, but I found that like quite nice. But you look at her now, and she's just caked in. Oh, it's disgusting, and I just think, why do that? But she looks worse. And it completely comes back to what we've just said, like Courtney Cox looks worse, Renee Zellweger looks worse. We're not sitting here saying, oh yeah, they've had facelifts, filler, everything. Absolutely stunning. Absolutely, they've gone from a 10 to a 55. You know what I mean? It's just, we're not saying that, are we? We're sitting here saying they look disgusting, and it's a shame. It is a shame, but yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Renee Zellweger would be mine.
We're going to have a song.
Okay,
Liam. We're
sounds
going
good.
to feature an artist we've had on before. You suggested having her on again.
Yeah.
She's great. XS.
Yes.
I'm going to read you a little bit from her bio.
Bye.
Bayern Munich. XS is a Malaysian singer-songwriter creating witty, modern pop songs with a twist. She takes musical influences from various genres, which will be later reflected in her works. Starting with classical background, she spent her early years listening to orchestral music and musicals, received piano lessons and vocal training. In her teenage years, she took up pop singing and drum classes. Began performing on stage at a young age. By the age of 21, she started posting professionally produced covers and mashups. So we have featured one song. We have featured one song by her before.
Yeah, it was on the Christmas special, starting to snow.
Was it the Christmas
It
special?
was the Christmas special, yeah, when we were saying it reminded us of like making Yorkshire puddings. And then she got in touch and she was like, thank you for sharing it and everything like that. And it, she's glad that we enjoyed it. So it's good to have her back on again.
Fantastic. The song's called Lovesick. I haven't listened to it, but I'm sure it'll be good because I know she's good.
Yeah.
So let's check it out and we'll be back very shortly, guys.
See you in a minute.
To the Anger Management Podcast Part 2.
I know.
We've got a different format.
I know,
this week,
yeah, we're
haven't
trying
we?
it out. Like, we're trialing it, aren't we? So
you guys can let us know what you think. We've just had an absolutely banging tune by XS. Love Sick.
Yes.
Not Love Struck,
No,
Liam, as you thought
sorry.
it was
I thought it was Love Struck.
Love Sick. You said it sounded a little bit like
Ellie Goulding.
Ellie Goulding.
Yeah, like those sort of influences, but it was
like
it was
like a smooth electronica sound. It was nice. It was a good song to listen to.
I like it.
So again, if you wanna listen to XS, you can find it in all the usual places.
Yes, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, YouTube.
And you can also send your music into us at Liam.
Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok, Anger Management Studios, or you can send us a message on Twitter at Anger Managed Pod. Like I say, guys, please own the rights to your song. Please don't send us covers, as they won't be played. And like I say, just more variety, the better. So
we're gonna crack on with some more topics. Again, you've just got me and Liam, so we've streamlined it a little bit.
Yeah.
If you don't like us, probably not the podcast to be listening to. Really.
Oh, you never know. We might get praise from this one. So
this is a topic you told me about again last week, whenever it was, Liam. It was folk who suddenly become your best mate again. When they want something, even though you haven't seen them for like 10 years, and all of a sudden there they are, like you'd had a pint with them the night before.
Yeah, and I've got a few stories for this one, so I'm not going to sugar mill it up. I'm just going to give him straight. It's called Michael.
Is his surname Hunt?
Potentially.
Should it be?
Yeah. Anyway.
Shout out Michael.
So anyway, we went to Magaluf years ago. Like I'm going back like 8-9 years. And never spoke to him since I left school. Didn't speak to him. Nothing. Not a message on Facebook. Nothing. Right. I'll come to Magaluf with you. What? I'll come to Magaluf with you. I'll be in your
just like from nowhere.
Yeah, just from nowhere. I think someone put on Facebook, can't wait for Magaluf, 300 days, whatever to go. Oh, can I come? I'll come with you, lads. And then and this is the kicker, he just tagged along himself. Didn't ask anyone. He just asked for booking reference. Oh, yeah, lad on.
And just got himself
No
involved.
one. It's to the point where no one wanted him that much. Obviously, like, there were about 9 of us. You can tell that's an odd number. 2 to one room, 2 to another, 2 to another, and 2 to another. Guess who had the room to himself? Because no one wanted to.
Really? Wow.
Yes, he did. And and very recently, old Michael turned up again.
It's another holiday knocking about.
No. Funnily enough, this was for something much more selfish.
Fortnight in the Seychelles. Yeah, I'll come to that.
What's that?
Just you and your missus. Yeah, I'll tag along, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, send me a booking reference.
Fuck off, Michael.
No, fuck off, mate. I'll come on your honeymoon. Yeah, of course, mate. Yeah, jump on, pal.
Yeah, you've got a single bed in that room, ain't you? I'll fucking dive in there.
Yeah, that'll do. And he sent me a message on Facebook. I hadn't spoke to him for about 6-7 years, trying to win a competition. And all we had to do was vote, quote unquote, vote for him on this Facebook poll. He won it.
Right.
But no, I didn't see it. Thanks to everyone that voted for me.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks. Yeah.
All these people I badgered into voting for you that I don't really have anything to do with. Thanks.
Yeah.
Michael, you're a twat. I've got to say.
Pretty much.
That's a dead wanky thing to do.
And it's just like, they are real. They do walk among us. And I'm sure you've got some stories as well, Andy, that don't see you for years. And then, oh, what's that, Andy? You're a musician. Can you get us tickets to your gig?
I was just about to say. So you can imagine I get this relatively regularly.
Yeah.
So I own a recording studio. I'll give you one example of a bloke I know, a local musician. And he's a dude I've known since we were young kids. He's a musician, guitar player. Again, I won't mention any names. And I go for years at a time without any correspondence with him at all, any whatsoever. 3 years, 4 years, and then boom, I get a message.
Oh, okay.
Working on new material, mate. Just wondering if I could come up use the studio. And back in the day, I used to be like, yeah, mate, of course you can.
Yeah.
And then I'd end up with a whole palaver about, you can't come use then because I'm using the studio for paid, people who will pay for it.
Yeah.
And now it's at the point where the only thing I reply with is, yeah, mate, £45 an hour. And then I don't hear a peep. I don't hear a fucking peep of any kind.
Oh, my God.
But also, the other half of my business that I sold, regular listeners will know that I used to own a big local crewing company. So we used to build massive shows for all the big artists in stadiums and arenas and festivals. And I used to hear all the time, it's like people have got no shame.
Yeah.
Ex-girlfriends, right?
Oh, yeah.
Some bird who had rutted in an alleyway in 1997,
Okay.
right?
Good effort.
Hi, darling, and stuff like that. Hi, darling.
Hi, stranger.
Yeah, hi, stranger. And I'm like, it takes you.
What do you want?
It takes you a few seconds to even realize who they are, and it'll be like, I don't know. I'll just make a name up like Jenny Smith,
Oh, fucking
right?
Jenny.
And you're like, and you go, Jenny Smith. I fucking know. Where
what's
do I
her
know Jenny
face?
Smith from?
Come on.
And you twig, and you're like, oh yeah, it's that bird from that alley. Fucking hell, it's that bird from Quick Save Car Park. You know what I mean?
Why not?
Fucking hell. And you're like, yeah. Are you, like?
What do you want?
How's it going? I haven't spoke to you for 23 years.
How
you know
are
what
the kids?
I mean?
Yeah.
And they just get straight in. They give you a little bit of nicety and like, oh, what you doing with life? Oh, you still look great on your profile. You that kind of stuff. And you're like, here we fucking go.
What you after?
It's like, what you after? Oh, you're still running the. I heard you were running the big production company. Yeah. I know where this is going.
Yeah, okay.
And straight away, you preemptive it after a while, and you just go, haven't got any tickets. And they'll say, like, I haven't even asked you which show. And you'll be like, I haven't got any tickets for any show ever.
Fully.
Right? Not happening. And I've even had ones who as soon as you say no, and then you find yourself blocked. You find, like, they disappear.
What?
And you're like, so because I won't give you free stuff.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't spoke to you for 20 years, now you not even. if they were just like, oh, okay, and then carried on having a dialogue with you or something.
okay.
Oh, well, when we talk, we'll have a beer or something, then I'd be all right with it. But not just give me free shit.
Or
Can't.
else.
Fuck off then.
Yeah.
You know
Or
what I
I'll
mean?
block you.
Fuck off, Jenny Smith from fucking Quick Save Car Park and all the
Fucking
rest
hell.
of you. People who want shit for fucking nothing.
But why are people like this though? And like I say, it's
People have got no shame, Liam.
Yeah.
They've got absolutely no. I would never dream of doing that to somebody. If I wanted something and I was like, oh yeah, that guy I went to school with 25 years ago, I'm sure he had something to do with that industry. So I'll just tap him up for some free shit.
or the guys that at school were complete arseholes to you, and then they get older. It's like, oh yeah, can you get us free tickets, Andy? Can I come on your podcast, Liam? No. Like, fuck off. Simple as that.
It's not happening.
Yeah, we've had people obviously asking, can we come on this podcast? And like, doors always open. But to people that speak to us,
Yeah,
not
people
just,
who engage, people who listen to the podcast.
I've never listened to the podcast, but can I come on? No.
No, you can't.
Simple as that.
Fucking cocks. You're not having anything off us, you bastards.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, I wanted to address something that sort of links into what we were just talking about, which is music. We're big music fans, as regular listeners know.
Yeah.
Glastonbury has been and gone. I've worked at Glastonbury as a stage manager for 12 years, however many years it was, for a long, long time. Obviously, I haven't since I've sold my company for probably 4 years now, and I think 2 of them didn't happen, did they? Because of the big C. Glastonbury's been a strange one again this year. I always find it a bit of a giant ball of hypocrite fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. But I've seen some gems. Because since the last Glastonbury, the tree-hugging hippie cocksmiths of the world have decided that the biggest problem facing planet Earth at the moment is there's too many cows, right? I don't mean fat birds from Tunstall. I mean the actual four-stomached, milkable cows, right?
Yeah.
Milkable.
Okay. I love he's doing the actions as well.
Milkable.
Oh,
milkable cows. They're causing the fucking hole in the ozone. I mean, it's such bollocks. But I saw several interviews with fucking tree huggers at Glastonbury, standing there without the slightest iota of irony, right? Telling us all how it was cows that were causing the fucking all the planet's ills, and what we need to do is stop eating meat, stop drinking milk and butter and cheese, right? And ramming this bullshit down our throats while standing on a fucking 5,000-acre dairy farm, right?
Yeah.
A workable 5,000-acre dairy farm, right? You know how passionate I am about that dairy farming. That's where I grew up. My best friend's a dairy farmer, right? And I wanted to drive to Glastonbury and drown these cunts in a pail of fucking milk.
Just take a hypocrite stamp and bang forehead.
Mate,
forehead.
It's always been used as a political fucking platform, hasn't it, Glastonbury? Let's be honest. And it's one of the reasons that I love live music, but I can't stand a lot of the bullshit that goes along with it.
I try and stay clear for it, to be honest, because I'm same as you, Andy. I just can't deal with shit. And like 9 out of the 10 artists that are on, I've never fucking heard of anymore.
No, and I think music's changed. I mean, Glastonbury's always had quite an eclectic group of artists on. But I think music now is... I just think it's gone. I don't mean unsigned music, as regular listeners know. We love unsigned music.
Of course,
There's great music out there. There's amazing music out there if you look for it. Most of it is unsigned. But the type of stuff that you will have at a major festival is corporate fucking bullshit.
A lot of it is, how can I do the least amount of work but get paid the most amount of money?
Well, basically, it's if you have a video that you make for 30 seconds on TikTok that has 10 million views, you'll probably get a record deal out of it.
Probably.
And that's the kind of thing we've got at major festivals now. And I am not really sure where it's all heading, if I'm honest, because I think a lot of young people are getting sick of it as well.
Yeah, I can't be fucking dealing.
At the end of the day, we aren't the target audience, are we, at our age?
It says something when, obviously, like the popular Netflix show Stranger Things, Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill came out in 1970, 80, around that sort
Yeah,
of
yeah.
ballpark. And lo and behold, it was #1 in the charts for months.
Because it's a proper artist, a
Exactly.
proper song by a proper artist,
Exactly,
a
and
proper
everyone
musician
was
with
loving
talent.
it, and they were like, you know, there were interviews, and they're interviewing people. Oh, what makes you love it so much? And it's like, oh, I watched it on Stranger Things, and I've been playing it non-stop, and it's on my playlist, and all this sort of thing. And it's like, yeah, well, expand your palette, listen to older songs, even like say unsigned artists as well, rather than just this same.
It's a
shit.
double-edged sword, isn't it, Liam?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
with the advent of the internet and streaming services, and the proliferation of music gear, so recording gear, it's easy for anybody to make music now. What it's not easy to do, it's still just as hard, is to make good music, right? Because 99.9% of people should never, ever be allowed to go anywhere near a musical instrument
Yeah.
or sing, right? There's only a tiny, tiny percentage of the world's population who are musical, right?
Yeah.
The problem we've got is every fucker thinks they're a musician now.
Yeah.
So
Just if at least 30 seconds of a clip.
that's
like,
it. So you've got amazing access to great music, but finding it in amongst the fucking bullshit is almost impossible. 20 years ago, to be in a band, let's use a band for example.
Yeah.
Okay, to be in a band, you had to have two things. Do two things. Number one, you had to be good.
Mhm.
You had to be
First
fucking
and
willing to
foremost.
put your time and effort into it,
Yeah.
else no one would ever listen to you. Number two, you had to be willing to fucking pony up. You had to put your fucking money where your mouth is, and it was expensive, Liam. It was expensive.
Yeah.
It was thousands of pounds to make a cheap 2-track demo in a bog standard studio 20 years ago, right? And you had to fucking put your money into it.
On a cassette.
Now, if you've got a phone, you can release a song. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't need any expertise. You don't need any talent, songwriting or musical, right? And the problem we've got is trying to find the stuff that is really good is very, very difficult because the market is so saturated. There's something like, I read on Spotify, there's something like fucking 4 million tracks every day uploaded to Spotify.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how would you separate the wheat from the chaff with stuff like that?
But someone might put time, effort, and it'd be fantastic into this one song. But again, like you've just said, it's in and amongst the shit, and it's hard for those artists to get themselves out there. And I like to think this is what this podcast does. It gives those unsigned artists a voice and to get themselves out there and heard and listened to. And like I say, XS that we had on earlier, you might not have never heard it before, but you might listen to this and think, you know what, it's actually all right.
Yeah.
Go to a Spotify
And that
page
might
and all
take
that
you
sort of
to
thing.
other artists in a
Exactly.
similar kind of vibe. So
Exactly.
it's all good.
And I just think it's a lot of theft. I mean, Ed Sheeran's got done for it not long ago, didn't he, to be honest? But there is one out there, and it's the biggest culprit that I've heard so far in recent times. Anne-Marie released a song called I Just Called to Say I Hate You. And it is the splitting image of Stevie Wonder's...
Splitting image?
Splitting image or splitting double, whatever you want to go for, of I Just Called to Say I Love You. It's the same tone, same rhythm, same tempo, same beats per minute, everything. And I'll not play a bit on this. Obviously, we'll get copyrighted, but I'll let you listen to it in the next song, Andy, and you tell me how that is not blatant theft.
Shocking.
Disgusting.
Music, it's a weird conundrum because music is in an absolute state, but it's also in a great state at the same time.
Yeah, like you say, it's a double-edged sword,
very,
isn't
very,
it?
very
Yeah.
strange
Up in the air
situation to
kind
be
of
in.
thing.
And I'm not sure if I'd prefer it to be like the old days where it was a lot more exclusive, shall we say, to be a musician and be in a band and be an artist. Or now where I do love the fact that I can release my music with the minimum of fucking bullshit, but then it's very hard to get it heard by anybody. So I'm not sure. Strange one, double-edged sword, like you say, Liam.
Yeah,
I wanted to address another topic. It's been quite nice recently. We had the typical British 27-hour heat wave last week.
That was great.
Where the BBC told us that 30,000 people were going to die because it was a bit hot. Right, 30,000. I'm still waiting for the BBC to issue an apology about this because it's not true. And it never was true. It was sensationalist bullshit nonsense, right? Trying to get people to fucking stay inside, basically. Do you know what I did on that day where it was 40 degrees?
No, go on.
I went down the river in a tractor, chopped a tree down with a chainsaw and loaded 300 bales of fucking hay onto a wagon. right?
There we go.
And you know what? You know what I did, Liam? This is proper, and this
Hang on, see if I
major,
can work this out.
major.
You died.
No, I didn't,
Oh,
mate.
right, okay.
Strangely enough, what I did is I took plenty of water with me and drank it all.
No.
Yeah,
you
I did, mate. Yeah.
Fucking
yeah.
hell.
And I didn't die. Isn't that weird? Right? Isn't that
Isn't
fucking
that
strange?
weird? I love that. Isn't that strange?
Isn't that strange? Sensationalist BBC bullshit, honestly. Absolute nonsense. And any of you fuckers that listen to any of that cod shit that comes out of the BBC and Sky News and all that, it's bollocks. Everything you hear and everything you read is bollocks from those people.
And if you
Absolute
believe it,
bollocks.
have a fucking word with yourself.
But I don't understand. It was fucking hot.
It
Don't get me
was,
wrong,
it
it was
was,
fucking
yeah.
toasty. But I love it when it's hot.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. The hotter the better. But I don't understand why we have to make, again, it's going back to making a mountain out of a molehill. We're making a big deal out of nothing. And it's all, oh, yeah, well, we need to close the schools down. And I'm sitting there going, schools aren't closed in Texas or Brisbane or fucking Kenya, right? They're all at fucking school. You know, the fucking Kenyan kids don't get up in the morning and go,
it's too hot.
Bit warm
too
today,
hot.
Dad. I don't think the school will be open. But we have it the other fucking way in this country as well. Oh, there's three fucking inches of snow. We better close everything. The kids can't go to school in snow. In fucking snow. Why can't they get? Why not? Why
I can't get on the roads.
They've got coats, haven't they?
Yeah.
Fucking coats.
But then in Canada, fucking
that's
hell.
it. That's it. Fucking Canada. It's like 18 foot of snow. Get to fucking school. You know what I mean?
Put some grit salt down, you'll be fine.
Get to school, buddy. Don't call me buddy, guy.
Don't call me guy, buddy.
But don't call me buddy, friend. We can South Park it all night. Come on.
On a tangent.
Anyway, but I don't understand the overreaction in this country to weather. It's like, it's a bit hot. Drink plenty of water.
Have a
if you get
fucking ice
toasty,
cream.
sit in the shade or whatever. But
come on.
if you, as long as you're not a fucking moron, it's not going to kill you.
But I still saw people out there that was like say it was 40 odd degrees, something ridiculous. And there's still people out there that walk among us, jeans, boots.
Oh yeah, full
jackets.
On, yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking serious?
I had a pair of little fucking Slazenger 1980s style shorts on all day.
Yeah,
that was it.
Sweet.
And that's what I was farming in. It was great fun. It was great fun. Which brings me on to a linked topic, Liam. It's been a nice summer so far.
Yeah.
And my little boy has had his mate round for the last couple of days, and they've just been bombing round doing all kinds of stuff. And it got me thinking about how mint summer holidays were when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, what kind of shit did you do? What did you like doing when they kicked you out the fucking school gates in fucking July? Or for me, of course, we didn't break up till August because we used to have Potter's holiday. Bet you've never even heard of this.
That's
okay?
the first.
So you older Stokey listeners will know about this. We used to have 2 weeks in at the end of June, I think it was, called Potter's Holiday.
Okay.
And it comes from the pot banks used to close down.
Yeah,
so everyone would be on holiday, and they'd do that for all the schools and everything. And then we'd only get 4 weeks summer holiday. So we'd go back to school for like 3 weeks or something.
Okay.
And then we'd have 4 weeks holiday. But now, of course, all the kids, they got rid of Potter's Holiday because there's basically no pot banks left in Stoke because we've sent it all China. Thanks, governments of
great,
the world.
cheers.
Fucking awesome.
Support your local business.
Basically. fuck the pot industry. Fucked the pot industry.
You're full of them today, Andy. What the fuck is going on? You blitzed.
The good old pot industry. Can't beat it. Pottery industry.
You'll be at Suez Canal in a minute.
Yeah. But it got me thinking, fucking Suez Canal, that's a while ago, Liam.
I know.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Talking about them blaming the woman because she was Oh, yeah.
Christ.
Steve is blitzed.
Long time ago. Long time
God.
ago.
Anyway, sorry,
But
Andy, back on.
I digress. It got me thinking about what I used to do as a kid. And I can honestly say, as a young kid, because there was no computers or anything in the 80s, nothing like that.
Or phones.
No phones. There was no gadgets of any kind, really. So it was a case of we would finish, and I think the world was a lot safer. Probably it wasn't safer, but we didn't know about the ills of the world because there was no internet. So we'd finish school at the age of 8 on the last day of school, and we'd go home, have a tea, and then we'd get a tent out. And as long as it wasn't pissing down, we'd go down the
Straight back
river.
out.
We'd
Yeah,
go
yeah.
down the river with a camping stuff and stay there for 4 weeks. That's
Why not?
basically what we used to do. We'd come home, have a bath, a game of football up the wreck, and then go back down to the river camping. And we loved it. We loved it. It was great. Oh, obviously, if it slat it down, we'd pack up and we'd come home. But at 8 years old, we knew how to build safe fires. We knew how to collect wood. We knew how to fit. We were all fishermen. I
Yeah.
wasn't the greatest of fishermen, but shout out to Gaz and Steve. Were great fishermen. Fent was a decent fisherman, and I could fish, and we'd catch a fish, and we'd eat it. We'd rustle them up on campfires and all that. This is when we're pre-10 years old, mate, right? And it was great fun, Liam. It was great fun. I remember that just, it's probably rose-tinted glasses a bit, but I remember it being fucking hot for weeks. Not a fucking 27-hour heat wave, a fucking month heat wave. It was hot every day. And it was great fun, mate. And we used to play football till it went dark,
I used to love that.
And then when it went dark, we'd play in the street because there was some street lights.
Yeah, play Kirby and all that.
That's it. And when we got a bit older, we got into skating. By the time we were about 13, 14, we'd skate all the time. And then when we'd started going down my mate's house, and I don't mind saying it on the podcast, we'd have a smoke back in the day.
Okay.
And it was always great. Summer holidays was somehow great fun. But I find now, obviously, I've brought my son up to be a little bit like me, and he goes out on his bike and knocks on for people. But the concept of knocking on doesn't even exist anymore,
What?
Liam.
Knock a door run and all that?
Young kids now, they don't knock on for each other. But my Joe goes around his bike and just knocks on everybody's door.
What a guy.
That's it. Old school. But I think that's important because what do kids do today?
Message on Facebook.
The message on the phones. And I say to him, turn your fucking phone off, son, and
door.
get yourself out, go knock on. So around he goes the village till he finds someone he can play with.
And then your mate has to turn to your mum and dad and say, I'm all right to go out with Andy for a bit. Yeah, get yourself off. Then you're on your bikes and it's away you go.
That's it. What did you do, Liam?
I'm similar to yourself.
In your summer holidays?
Similar to yourself, really, Andy. Like I say, I used to come home, play football with my mates and like going on bike rides and all that sort of thing. And I just like to... When I was younger, I could go on my bike and just go for miles and miles and miles and just... I used to love it, even to the point where we got lost once or twice. That was funny. And it turns out we only got to the next village. But yeah, little things like that. And like I say, playing football. I used to go to taekwondo when I was younger as well. I used to do taekwondo when I was a young lad. But then...
Are you any good?
I forgot most of it, but still, I can look after myself.
Then.
So, no, to put it bluntly. I'm not selling this, am I? But same, like I say, football, bike riding, seeing my friends. And same as just knock on doors and do you want to come out and play or anything like that. And like I say, got around to doing rollerblading, all sorts of things, really. Like I say, I've got a mixed bag when I was younger, really. But it was mainly football, Kirby, and just spending time with your friends. And no one wanted to be indoors. No one wanted to sit.
I mean, even when you got to being a teenager, even like meeting girls and stuff, it was an adventure to get out there and meet them and see what you could get. Without sounding like a purr, that's what you do when you're a teenager, isn't it? But I wouldn't want to do it now, where it's like, well, how do you get across your intent to a girl on a message? You know what I mean? It's like I want to get out there and try and impress her a bit and talk to her, and I just found it being fascinating. I found it fascinating being that kind of age because there was always something meant for beginning on with.
Back before emojis existed and all that shit. And it's just, even at night time, I used to go out with my mates after school and say, we'll meet up at 4 o'clock or whatever. And you just go out even in your hoodies or your coats or whatever and just...
have a sneaky can. I mean, do kids even like sit in bus shelters having a sneaky can of tenants anymore?
I don't know.
I haven't seen any for years, mate. Although, to be fair, none of them were allowed outside for 2 years.
They even used to do like prank calls on the phone boxes. God, phone boxes, can remember them. Still...
Ours is a library now.
What?
It's full of books. If you just walk up the road, it's full of books. You can go in and
just pick up a book.
Swap one for one. Yeah.
What, a phone box?
Phone box. This is Kingsley Holt, mate. There's no
I know.
The only piece of crime, strangely enough, ever in this village was somebody put the phone box window through in like 95. Wasn't us either.
Nothing since.
Nothing since. That's the only crime.
Wow.
Liam, we always have a serious segment.
Yes, we do.
I wanted to address the cost of living crisis, mate. It's it's fucking people right up the arse.
It is, to put
Let's
it
not
bluntly.
beat around the
No,
bush.
let's call a spade here,
It's
Andy. Come on.
absolutely fucking rinsing people at the moment. I listen to 5 Live. I know it's BBC, but I get a good signal in my car.
Fair enough.
And 5 Live, don't mind 5 Live. I find it's not quite full of the woke nonsense that BBC Sport and BBC fucking News and that is. And I was on my way home from a show, from a gig, and I was listening. It was the day that the energy companies had announced record profits last week.
Don't fucking
so
go there.
they'd increased the profits by like 4 times in 1 quarter.
Yeah.
And I was that angry. I almost had to stop the fucking car, right? I was shaking with rage.
It was
And let me tell you,
go on.
to start with, the whole energy crisis isn't too bad for me because I only have electricity. My house runs on real fires.
Yeah.
So all my energy comes from real fuels, which I get for free because my best friend owns a farm.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So all my wood, coal, everything comes for free. So I don't have any bill regarding gas. I don't even have gas connected. It's not at my property. So my electricity bill still doubled in the last 3 months, but it's manageable.
Yeah.
Because that's all I've got. I don't use electricity to heat the house, you see.
Yeah, I see.
So, and I'm still outraged. And I'm listening to these people ringing into 5 Live, mate. And there was one woman, a disabled woman, she got a colostomy bag. And she'd sat in the dark for 6 days, right? Because she had no electricity. She couldn't shower when she's got a colostomy bag.
Yeah,
Can't shower. She was an ex-teacher who'd had to retire because she was disabled. Not teacher, teaching assistant. Something along that. A decent job, but she'd had to retire. Husband worked. They simply couldn't afford to pay. It was their energy bill was like £500 a month.
But
it was almost half of their income. Right.
But this is something that infuriates me, and I know it infuriates you as well. And we've touched on this before on our radio show. Was when you have to choose between feeding your kids or having the heating on, someone somewhere has gone wrong down the line.
Well, absolutely, and it's greed. It brings me to greed, and this is what the whole thing is about. And what we're doing, what the authorities are doing now is hiding behind the Ukraine war. And of course, it's bullshit because the cost of living was soaring before the Ukraine war ever even kicked off. It's bullshit. So any of you that don't know this, have a quick look into it. The Ukraine war might have made it a bit worse, but it's basically got nothing to do with what's
still
going
on
at all.
Because lo and behold,
no one cares anymore.
Don't hear about it.
Yeah. Now everyone's changed the flags on social media. Yeah, it's the same old. Yeah, it's still going on, mate. It's still the same bullshit. But the cost of living crisis is crippling people. Absolutely crippling people. I bought some cat food earlier.
Okay.
And it was twice as expensive as it was 2 years ago. Used to be £2. Used to be £2.50.
Yeah.
Right, £2.48.49 for a 6-pack of cat food. It was £4.85, mate.
Jesus Christ.
£4.85. It's the same thing. 2 years later, and I put this to you. My standard rate for my job is 5% more than it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, but
it's not twice as much, mate.
No.
So and you've got to remember, I do a job where I don't get paid handsomely, but I get paid enough, and I live comfortably enough, right? What are people on the breadline supposed to do, Liam?
Exactly.
What the fuck are people supposed to do? And the government are like, yeah, well, we're giving everyone a £400 subsidy. Subsidies aren't the fucking answer. You need to get on top of these cunt energy firms and say, no, you can't fucking do that.
No.
You can't double everybody's fucking energy bill and then announce you've doubled your profits, you dirty robbing fuckers. And the managing director of Shell, did you hear what he said?
No.
He finished it, he went through it. Oh yeah, we understand him, we understand that. And you know what he finished his conference with? But it is what it is. That's what he said. Look it up.
Off.
Any of you listeners can look up. I can't remember the dude's name. He was the Shell managing director of Shell, and he said, it is what it is. As if it's like, all right, mate, it is what it is. I'll just magic fucking $5,000 out of thin air to pay me fucking. It's bullshit. And this isn't This isn't scumbags who won't go to work who are suffering. This is genuine working people, mate, who are not even working people, middle class people.
Yeah.
Everybody who's not a fucking rich toff, right? Everybody's fucking bollocks, here, mate.
Yeah.
Absolutely bollocks. And I don't know where it ends. Like I said about COVID, if 70 million of us just went, nah, mate, nah, not paying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not paying that. What are you going to do? Cut us all off.
Yeah, exactly.
Every one of us.
Yeah.
And then prosecute every one of us.
Yeah.
70 million of us need to stand up and go, no.
No, fuck
Liam,
that.
don't mind paying me fair share.
Yeah,
Never have.
Likewise.
When people moan about tax and stuff like that, I don't mind paying me tax. Don't mind paying me fair share, right? My energy bill, I'm using the energy. I'm using the electricity. I don't mind paying for it. What I do mind is being fucking shafted up the butthole, mate. I can't stand it. And the governments of the world very, very quickly need to get on top of this, mate. Else we're going to end up in some financial mess like the world has never seen, mate. Because it's not sustainable, Liam.
No, of course not.
I'm no financial expert, mate. I'm really, really not. But what I do understand is when people can't earn enough to survive, bad shit happens, right? And you've got to remember, we're in a wealthy country. We're not in a shithole country. We're in a wealthy country, and we're fucked. Imagine what it's like in some places around the world, mate.
But doesn't it disgust you, Andy, when, like, say, British Gas, Shell, and they come out and it's record profit, right? And this isn't within 2, 5, 10 years. This is back to back in a 3-month period, record profit.
Yeah.
So they'll, break it down. They'll make 4.6 billion in 3 months. In the next month, they'll make 5.8 billion. So they've broke the previous record of 4.6 by 5.8. Fucking ridiculous. And then even we've got all these people, and I know it's a separate topic, but I'll go into it. Rail strikes. And then we've got all these people saying, oh, they should swallow the pride, and, they've got to see the bigger picture, I'm afraid. It's simply not true. Fat cats in the city are getting paid more than anyone else, while those everyday man and woman is living on a breadline. Boris Johnson wants to lift the cap on city bosses, so therefore, instead of getting, X billion, they can have infinite billion now.
Yeah, because you need that extra 10 billion.
And at this moment in time, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And I know that's been said thousands of times before, but now more than ever, it's true.
I've always felt up until recently, I've always felt that you are right when you say the rich get rich and the poor get poorer, but I've always felt in Western society anyway that if you work hard, and you're a decent person and you're willing to put a bit of graft in, you can survive comfortably.
Yeah, you can.
I've always believed that.
Yeah, I agree.
You can go out and even if you've got no particular skills or qualifications, you can go out and earn £400 a week.
Yeah,
if you want, bring home £400 a week. If you're willing to work for it, you can. You go do a bog standard job somewhere.
You clean bogs
in a factory or whatever it is, and this is not being detrimental to people who work in factories, who work in lower paid jobs at all. I've got a lot of respect for those people, actually. And you can go out and you can earn a living, right? Can't now.
No.
Because if you're bringing home 50, if you're on, let's say you're a single man, you live on your own, and you go out and you graft for 50 hours and you bring in £1,500, right?
Yeah.
But now your energy bill's 500 quid, so that's left you with £1,000. As your rent's 500 quid, your council tax is 150 quid, your food is 200 quid, right? Your fucking car to get to work costs you, I don't know, £200 a month in fuel. All of a sudden, you've got no money left. You've got nothing at all, and that's for somebody who's going out to work hard, right? This isn't somebody who's scrounging. This is somebody who's gone out to work for 50 hours. Liam, that means that now it's got to the point where I'm not quite sure that I believe if you go out and fucking work hard, you can be comfortable.
No,
you can't.
No, you can't. No.
You can't.
It's like, but then again, I think to play devil's advocate for a second, I think it also depends on your lifestyle. So obviously, the cost of living's going up and everything else. So then you've got to cut down on your Sky subscription, your gambling habits,
But I
all
think
that sort
for
of thing.
people who are on a low wage, I think the point has come now where even if you get rid of all them, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't have Sky TV, you don't have subscriptions for anything. You just basically finish work and come home and sit there and fucking do nothing.
Yeah.
People are still at the point
Yeah,
where
yeah,
they
no,
can't even afford to do that
no, I
anymore.
completely
Liam.
agree, Andy, yeah.
Like I say, if your rent's £500 and your energy bill's £500, that's £1,000 gone before you've had a bite to eat.
Yeah.
Right?
And you've got to live, like you say. How can you feed yourself? How can you? What are you meant
Well,
to
your
drink?
car,
all
like I
that?
say, your car. So your car, conceivably, your car is going to cost you a couple of £100. Even if you own your car, it's still going to be a couple of £100 in fuel, right? Let's say you rent your car, you've got your car on a lease, so that's £300, right? Or you've got breakdown bills on your car or whatever it may, or
Yeah,
your tax or your MOT,
insurance,
your
all that.
insurance. If you bring home £1,500 in a month, you can't survive.
No,
You
pretty
can't
much.
survive
No,
in
you
this country
can't.
now on £1,500. You absolutely can't.
Not on your own.
Not on your
Definitely
own.
not.
And let's be honest, most young people particularly are on their own.
Yeah.
They're not married.
No.
Right? So what the fucking hell are you supposed to do? And our government and the governments of the world don't give a flying fuck, mate. They don't give a fuck. And this isn't me hammering on the Conservative Party or anything like that. I think they're all complete wankers,
but
whatever party they're from. They're self-interested bastards.
But then when people start going back to like the dark times of COVID-19, when people were killing themselves left, right, and centre, this happens. And then suddenly government will come out and, oh, we'll try and do this. We'll help more with mental health and, mind charities and all that shit. Fuck all gets done. It's all empty, hollow gestures.
Empty, yeah, you're right. Empty promises all the time, Liam. I don't know where we go. Maybe something will happen. Hopefully the end of the Ukraine war at some point might make things a little bit better. But something else will come along that they can continue to shaft us.
There'll be another virus that they've knocked up in a lab somewhere.
Speaking of shafting, I wanted to get on to our final topic of the evening, which will also bring us around to this week's Graham.
Oh, okay.
So, Liam, you actually put this to me a few days ago.
Yes.
And we were talking about our teenage bedroom posters.
Yes.
Now, I had quite a lot of football ones.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I had a couple of Oasis ones as well, and I had a couple of Green Day ones. I'm a big Green Day fan.
Of course.
But I think what we were going for was the ladies. That we got. It was a big thing back then as a kid of what ladies you had as your posters in your bedroom, and you'd sit with your mates and you'd comment on them and you'd compare notes.
Yeah.
I've got a few that I had.
Okay, go on.
I know which one my very favourite one is. I can tell you all three of them. I remember them off the top of my head, and then I'm gonna pick one.
Okay.
And that's gonna be my choice for the Graham this week. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can do the same thing. So I've got Gillian Anderson, circa 1995 or 6.
From Battlestar Galactica.
X-Files, mate.
X-Files. Oh yeah.
Gillian Anderson, the ginger. Yeah. Married
Even
to
still,
a ginger.
even now, she's
still amazing. She's like nearly 60 or something, right?
chef's kiss.
And she won the FHM Hot 100. Can you remember? You remember FHM?
Yeah,
Well, the Hot 100 used to be the 100 most beautiful women in the world, but you can't have that now because it's somehow offensive.
Sexist.
Again. How can it be offensive to say these 100 women are absolutely gorgeous? What's offensive about, if you happen to not be one of them 100 women, which you most likely are not one of them 100 women, why would you be fucking offended by it? For fuck's sake, anyway, going off on a tangent.
No, that's all right, go on.
So, Gillian Anderson won the FHM Hot 100, and the picture that I'm thinking of, that I had as the poster, is the one that she was in, the FHM Hot 100, Hot 100, and I love the X-Files. She was gorgeous. Second one was Jerry Ryan, who is famous for being 7 of 9 off Star Trek Voyager.
There we go. That's who I
and
thought.
She's in the poster I had. She's in a silver catsuit, body tight, cat
Yeah,
suit,
I
mate,
know the one
with the
very
Borg
well.
implants. Oh, mate, honestly, amazing. Jerry Ryan, love Jerry Ryan. If you're listening to this podcast, Jerry Ryan,
On the off chance
send
that
us a
maybe you
message and
are.
I'll send you my address and you can come round for a bit.
She can buy us a brew.
And my number three
Okay.
is from the end of season 2, and she's in red leather pants and a black top. It's Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, yeah.
Mate, I had that one on the ceiling. That one was. Not going to say why. I'm sure you can all guess. But that one, I think that one is going to be my vote
Oh,
for
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, in the red pants. You can probably, I'm sure you can find it.
I'll be looking very shortly.
All you listeners and viewers, you can look these up yourself. You'll know what I'm on about. You Buffy fans will know exactly which one I'm on about. That is going to be my vote.
Okay.
Before we move on to yours,
Yes.
we did have a good Graham. Did we have 2 Grahams
We had
last
two
time?
Grahams
We had 2
last
Grahams.
time.
Let's have
yes.
some results from the Grahams from last podcast.
If the Wi-Fi decides to, yeah. So there we go. Obviously, it was a very sport-oriented sort of show.
Yes, we had Joe on, didn't we?
Yes.
So Joe is a bit of a sporting guru.
Yes. So we had 2 questions, mainly sport, if you've not noticed already. Your first question was, if you could play for either Pep Guardiola or Jurgen Klopp, who would you play for?
I went Klopp, didn't I?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
I think I went Klopp as well, and I think he went for
Pep. Joe went for Pep.
Joe went for Pep. And I can reveal, with 79% of the vote, so a clear winner,
Really?
Jurgen Klopp
Really?
is out in front.
I'm surprised by that. I did think
with
people would go for Pep.
voting
So-
for Pep. And our next one
Interesting.
was basically who was king of the pitch. And obviously we picked a player each who was our favourite player at the time. And Joe went for Zinedine Zidane, I went for George Best, and you went for Paul Gascoigne. Again, a clear winner.
Really?
I thought it'd be tighter than this. I was surprised. 64% have gone for Zinedine Zidane.
Really?
27% George Best and 9% Paul Gascoigne.
Only 9%.
I know,
for
I am shocked
What
at
is?
that, to
I
be
mean,
honest.
don't get me wrong. I would. George Best is great, and I love Zidane, but Zidane wasn't better than George Best, surely.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm quite shocked by them. Quite shocked, but yes, interesting. Anyway, back to this week's. So we're discussing
Yes.
bedroom posters.
Poster girls.
Poster girls. So I've gone out of my 3, which were Jerry Ryan as 7 of 9,
Yeah.
Gillian Anderson as Dana Scully from the X-Files, and of
Yeah.
course Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's the one I've gone for with the red pants. Liam, over to you, my friend. Slightly different era to me.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
So I'm an early 90s baby. So my first one was my baby crush was Jennifer Connelly in Labyrinth. You know,
Labyrinth. Yeah.
with David Bowie and Bowie, whatever. How is it? Is it Bowie or Bowie?
I say Bowie. Wasn't
Yeah.
she a little kid?
Yeah, but
you were a little kid as well.
exactly.
Oh,
it
right
wasn't
then.
me like
Sound.
perving on a
You were like 32 and
No.
that fucking 7-year-old's
Like
right tasty in Labyrinth.
The film came out in 87. I was born in 92, so I'd have been like 3 or 4 or 5. I don't know, whatever.
And you just remember looking at it and thinking something's awesome about it.
Because it was like a child film, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
like
yeah.
watching. I'm just like, oh. And then she released a film later on, which I can't remember.
She
the
did
name
end
of.
up being an essence adult, though.
Yeah,
We'll give her that.
yeah, fair enough. So there was that one. There is.
Well, what was the poster that you had?
Oh God.
This
You
is
know
the
what?
important
Funnily
thing.
enough, I never had one. I don't know. Like if my dad is
Well,
listening
this
to
has got to be a poster. You've got
I know,
to.
I've just,
You've got to have had
Oh
posters.
right. So okay, even if I didn't have one, who would I have?
Yeah. Who would
Right.
your poster
Okay. Okay. So I'll give me my 3 choices.
be? Yeah.
So I've had
Because
that
I'm
one.
still suspect about you having a poster of a fucking 7-year-old on your wall.
No, that's a bit weird. I only took it down last week.
Yeah, that's it.
Bit weird.
Rolled it up and put
so,
it under my bed.
The other one was Sabrina Salerno, which is the Italian songstress that sang Boys, Boys, Boys.
I have no clue.
The
who that
music
is.
video is pure filth. Absolute
No idea who
filth.
that is.
Like,
Never heard of it.
honestly, if anyone's listening to
I'm
this,
gonna link that up now.
watch it. Just watch it when you get chance. And Andy
What's her
straight up,
name?
Sabrina Salerno, I think it is. S-A-L.
I had a Sabrina the Teenage Witch poster.
Oh, yeah. Anyway. Phew.
Sabrina, what?
Saleno, Salener.
Salerno.
That's the one. But boys' music video. Just Google. Right, here we
I
go.
just-
Like, this is what makes the
Just
podcast.
have it. I'll have a look at images.
Ugh. Yeah, hang on. Any?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin this for you, but she looks quite tidy.
Yeah.
But she looks like she might have had some plastic surgery.
Oh, she has had plastic surgery.
Yeah.
But in 1980s,
Yeah.
or whatever, just,
Yeah,
banging.
well, young, she looks good.
But the
Older, she looks like a melted candle.
But
Sorry.
no, I completely agree. But the third one, and I said this to my girlfriend, and I've said this to my parents. I used to have a massive crush on, even at like as a 10-year-old boy, Shania Twain.
Shania Twain's epic.
I
looking,
don't
mate.
know why. I just,
Let's
go, girls.
You know it, mate. You know it.
Dun, dun.
You got the album as well.
Oh,
You have, haven't you?
ridiculous.
Framed.
Yeah, it's a bit crusty. But still, anyway.
I mean, out of all them, Shania Twain
I've
wins
said-
hands down for me.
That's that a bit, yeah.
Is that going to be your
Yeah,
poster choice?
because, yeah, like Jennifer
Is
Connelly
it the famous picture of her where she's got like the cowboy type hat on and she just looks? I think she's
Even-
got like spurs on her boots.
Yeah, even the Man I Feel Like a Woman music video where she's got the tights on and the white shirt and the
yeah.
makeup and, just pure fire. So, yeah, I'm going to go for Shania
Okay,
Twain.
so that's what we're going to put to listeners.
Okay,
That's what we're going to put to
alright.
listeners. So our Graham for this week that will be live very soon is who would you choose for your bedroom picture
Out of the two.
out of the two? Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy the Vampire Slayer with the red pants, and Liam's choice of
Shania Twain in the Man I Feel Like a Woman music video.
very nice, very
But
nice.
also, bonus points for letting us know who'd be your poster
Yeah.
girl.
Let us know.
So then, like we say, we can either rip the fuck out of you, or we could be like, oh, why didn't I think
you're
of
like,
her?
oh,
Why
man,
didn't I think of
man's
that?
Mavis off Coronation Street, mate.
Betty's hot pot. Whoa.
Fit. Liam, where can people get in touch?
Yeah, you can find us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And on Instagram, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. There we go. Thank you.
Get there.
Anger Management Studios. It's been a while.
It's been a while,
It's been
mate.
a while.
You've done all right.
Thanks. Anger Management Studios, or you can find us on Twitter at Anger Manage Pod.
So that's almost it for season 2. It's been a slightly different format.
It's took the piss to get here, though, hasn't it? Let's be honest.
7 cancellations, Joey's finger, all kinds of stuff going on. But we've done it. We've gone back to a bit more of our radio shoe
You're full of today.
format.
Radio
good old
shoe.
radio shoe. So hopefully it's been a success. It
Yeah.
feels like it's flowed.
Yeah. Let us know your thoughts and feelings as well,
Yeah,
guys. If
please.
you want to keep this format, or maybe try something different.
Just get in touch. We will be having guests on in the future, but
Mm.
we're going to try the odd one with just the two of us, I think. So we're hoping to be back with season 3, probably sometime September,
Yeah,
October.
sounds
We're
good.
going to have a few weeks away from it.
Ooh, we have
Hang on.
a Halloween special. You know, we're discussing with Matt.
Oh yeah, Matt wanted to do a Halloween.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to have a Halloween special, I think.
Something to think about, anyway.
Yeah. Any suggestions of? We could even ask people what they want us to dress as for the podcast.
Oh, that'd be epic.
There we go.
All in fancy dress.
There we go.
Gay
So-
as fuck, but still. you know,
Yeah. So we will be
For
back.
you guys.
We will be back soon. Let us know if you've got anything you'd like to discuss. Please follow us on TikTok and add yourself to the 25,000 followers that are already thinking we're awesome. Well,
Yeah. Send us a video as well using the hashtag Anger Management Podcast as well, so that it comes straight to us and we can see it. And then we can take on board your suggestions, comments, and everything like that.
there you go. So I'm off to get some music written because I've only
Very
written
nice.
53 songs
Very
this last
nice.
month. So we will see you on the flip flop.
We will.
Stay safe, everybody.
Yeah.
Have a good summer.
See you later.